Sitting at my mom's garage, and I'm like, what am I going to do right now? Like, what can I do to really change my situation? What skill set do I have to be able to do that? And that's when I started ADL Search and Staffing. I propped up a desk in my computer and I started working out of my mom's garage. From the ground up, just started grinding, building my own brand, getting the right CRM, having a really good presence on LinkedIn, and just connecting with the right people.
Are you guys starting to leverage a lot of the AI tools out there right now?
100%.
I mean, people would buy that all day.
Yeah, there's no question about that.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Level Up Podcast. This is Paul Alex. Guys, it is August 29th, 2025. We have another phenomenal guest on our show. And guys, we are currently top 4 in all categories because of you, okay? So if you guys like the theme that we have here at the Level Up Podcast, please share this with a friend, someone that you care about. You know, we're here to help everybody level up in life. Now, for today's guest, Andrew. Welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, thanks so much, Paul. Really appreciate you having me. Just thankful to God for this opportunity.
Dude, it's going to be fire. We had a really good conversation with you and your lovely wife in the hallway. Yeah. I can't wait to tell people what you got cooking, dude, and really dive into your life story and what makes you tick. So, Andrew, for people that do not know you, okay, what do you currently do? And how did you get started?
So I am the founder and managing director of ADL Search and Staffing. We specifically do accounting and finance placement. Right now we're in 3 markets. We're in the Los Angeles market, we are in the Vegas market, as well as Kansas City. But we are a fully virtual staffing agency and trying to build out nationally right now.
I love that, man. And how did you get into that?
You know, I started my career off right after college, kind of really not knowing what to do. Collegiate athlete, played 4 years of collegiate baseball, ended up coaching actually at the collegiate level, and did that for another 4 years. And I was doing a lot of recruiting for the university I was working for. It was actually Avila University in Kansas City, Missouri. At the time I had someone suggest to me, did you ever look at doing a profession in recruiting? And I was like, I never really thought about that. And so I went to work for a company that was based in the Overland Park area and kind of learned the ropes and, just learn about the accounting and finance field and kind of fell in love with it. So
it was one person. What year was that when you talked to that person?
That would have been 2017.
So at 2017, how old were you?
I want to say I was like 24, 25 years old.
So young guy.
Yeah, young guy.
24, 25, trying to figure it out. During that time before 2017, what were you thinking of doing?
I really had no idea other than the fact that I was wanting to, coach college baseball at the highest level and see what I could, do of that. Because that was my real passion at the time. Yeah. And, just really wanted to pursue that. I love the interaction with the guys, right? Mm-hmm. And just knowing that, like, I was there at one point in time. Yeah. And really going through the grind as well as, like, understanding, like, where I'm at, like, just mentally with that grind, the physical side of it, and also kind of going through a faith journey as well amidst all of that.
Dude, that's awesome, because for a lot of people that are in their early 20s, they don't know what they want to do, bro. Right. I mean, that's as real as it gets, guys. Okay, this is why we bring these special guests on here, because they keep it real, and people buy real. So you're thinking like, hey, dude, I just want to stay and I want to coach people. I want to help people. I still want to feel like I'm part of a team.
Definitely.
What makes it for you, I guess, special for you to be part of a team? Is it because of your childhood? Is it the way that you were raised, like the environment that you were in? Because there's certain people, like you guys met Planet Mike. Planet Mike, guys, is a mutual friend that I met him. He's my fitness trainer and nutritionist. But Planet Mike, he always goes, dude, I thrive in team culture, right? And some people do. Right, they love working around a team all the time. For you, why is it that you still want to be part of that culture?
There's just a certain energy with coming together and, getting to an outcome at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily something that's just individual based, but something where it's like, dang, like we really did this together, and there's just something so special about that. And I don't know if that's something that's God given but just that you kind of have that drive to want to do it again and again and again. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's almost like an addiction, but in a good way.
In a really good way.
And I tell people this, there's a lot of people in this world that do have an addicting personality. Do you think you have an addicting personality?
I think towards, drive and working hard and just being relentless.
What makes you feel good?
Definitely.
Yeah, same way, dude. Same way. And I tell people this, that's why I was a hard hitter in law enforcement. That's why I wanted to thrive, to go ahead and be the greater version of myself as a detective, right? But in the same thing as entrepreneurship. 100%. So in entrepreneurship, you always see people, especially on social media nowadays, they're like, dude, he's doing that. How is he going ahead and progressing? And I always say this, the people that I've interviewed on this show and the people that I've met in my life now, they all have one common theme, dude. And they have that addiction to just win. Yeah, you have to be relentless,
And that's something that we kind of have that feeling, that addiction whenever we kind of help people out and get their new job, right? Or their next step in their career. So
get that adrenaline rush.
Right. Be able to, take someone through a process of like, hey, we're at step 1 right now. Let's get you in the door to someone who can really help you, take that next step in your career. And then knowing that you help them out at the end of the day is just huge.
So let's talk about the initial setup with your recruiting agency, brother. What is it very difficult to launch one?
So I would say the initial learning curve it takes a couple years at least. But like to get going virtually on something, no, I mean, you just need to have the right tools and be plugged into the right CRM system, have the right technology, knowing what's out in the marketplace right now and how agencies are winning and just staying plugged in with people who are also successful at that. Those are the kind of things that you need to have to win, really.
And then, Andrew, what would you say if somebody wanted to start their own staffing agency? What would be the initial couple first steps as a beginner, right? Because we do have a lot of beginners and aspiring entrepreneurs that watch this podcast. If you were to do like a mini masterclass, right? What would be some word of advice that you would tell somebody like, hey, I would recommend, go reading these books first or watching this YouTube video or possibly getting a coach that you've been coached by personally?
Yeah, I would definitely say have a coach that can teach you a specific niche within recruiting to say, hey, like this is how we can help out a certain type of professional and really find what that need is. So like what we do is we help a lot of the big 4 and large regional CPA people go into private industry firms.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of people, they may be on engagements, whether it's the big 4 or large regional, where they're doing manufacturing engagements. They have consumer goods clients, financial services. We kind of narrow down like, hey, what is it that really makes you tick? Like what do you want to specialize in? And like let's get you to that next jump from there.
Wow. And how many people have you been able to help thus far since you guys started?
I mean, gosh, I want to say, we've been doing this now for 3 years. So I want to say like 15, 20-ish people, to be honest. But that process, it takes a long time. I mean, it's not like a huge number because it takes, a significant amount of time, really.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you were running this during COVID.
Definitely, yeah. So
how was that? How was that?
So interestingly enough, I started my career in Kansas City. Kind of had a major life thing happen. Moved back home. I'm originally from Agora Hills, California, so LA area.
Yeah.
I'm with sitting in my mom's garage, and I'm like, what am I gonna do right now? Like, what can I do to really change my situation? What skill set do I have to be able to do that?
Right.
And that's when I started ADL Search and Staffing. I propped up a desk in my computer, and I started working out of my mom's garage. And so from the ground up, just started grinding and building my own brand and, getting the right CRM, having a really good presence on LinkedIn, and just connecting with the right people, knowing who to target specifically.
So let's talk a little bit and let's pivot on LinkedIn real quick. So your main client acquisition system is LinkedIn.
Yes. Okay. And other things.
And other things, of course. But LinkedIn is your primary. So let's talk about how you market on LinkedIn. What is a good strategy that people can use, especially when they're starting their agency, right? What would be a couple of tips that you would give beginners?
I would definitely say be consistent posting.
Okay.
So having at least a minimum 1 to 2 posts that resonate with people, and not just like, hey, like I can provide the service for you.
Yeah.
But like, hey, like this is what happened with somebody that I worked with.
Right.
Type of thing, and this is the impact that can happen. And like maybe, how does it affect the bottom line to a certain company, or someone going through an interview process and there was something specific that happened. Just sharing stories, I think, is really huge.
Testimonials, client success stories, all that jazz.
Yes, and getting on a LinkedIn Sales Navigator for sure, or like a LinkedIn recruiter account. You can't be, on something that's basic. Just invest a little bit of money into it, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, no, that's some good advice, man. Yeah, I'm still trying to navigate LinkedIn myself, dude.
It's a little bit of a learning curve, and it's interesting now with some of the technology that's out there. I mean, there's a lot of AI that's being leveraged to be able to do searches, and it's kind of interesting the direction that the recruiting industry is going in, with kind of having that right mix of like, hey, here's these AI tools, but like, let's keep it personal as well.
I was about to ask you that, man. Are you guys starting to leverage a lot of the AI tools out there right now?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, there's tools from, tools that grade candidates for you, that you can type in a certain criteria and say, hey, find this person for me. It'll auto-generate and give you like a scale 1 to 5 stars. Yeah, it's like pretty intense. There's also bots out there that can call for you, which I think can be a good and a bad thing.
Right.
I think for the initial part of the recruiting process, it can work, but kind of transitioning into something that's more personal from there once you've gotten someone in the door.
Yes.
But yes, there's so much technology going on right now. It's crazy.
Dude, I love that. It almost gives me an idea. I mean, I told you guys I'm more like a visionary guy, but now that you're talking about this, dude, I mean, this is how fast ideas happen, guys, and this is how fast you're able to put a business concept together. I mean, just imagine if you were able to show people almost like a program where you were able to set up all the AI tools and the logistics and the processes to launch an agency for somebody, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, people would buy that all day.
Yeah, there's no question about that. I mean, there are a bunch of LinkedIn and services like that are being promoted. It's just like I feel like the depth of what that goes to, maybe only a certain level. So I don't know of too many people who are doing it in depth.
Yeah,
but it could be a huge opportunity.
Right? It could. I mean, there's so many ways to skin a cat, dude, and I think you could do it from a beginner's level to advanced and all that jazz.
Right.
That's good, man. So what is your vision now for the next 2 years? In the next 2 years, what is your plan with not only your agency, but with anything else that you guys are working on?
Yeah. So, I mean, we want to be in every major city, but virtually.
Yeah.
And this job does not need to be done in an in-office environment. It can thrive very well virtually. Our company has a bit of a faith-based aspect to it. And so that's kind of interesting as well. I think that's what makes us different as well. We're a Christian-based company.
I love that.
So, a lot of times we start our days out in prayer together and, share the gospel and go over scripture. And then
I love that.
Said the day, I actually, as a part of paying our employees, the first 15 to 20 minutes of the day is so dedicated so they can do scripture and reading and praying to God and all that good stuff.
It's awesome, man.
But yeah, to answer your question, would love to be in every major city. I want to, build out the LA team a little bit more, as well as Vegas. We're crushing it out there. 3 to 4 years from now, I'd like to build out our Kansas City department even more, as well as get into 2 or 3 other major cities. And I'm really looking to have like teams of 3 or 4 individuals. So.
And then when you're looking to recruit actual people to come work at those establishments or different parts of the cities, what are you looking for as far as like talent?
Just obviously the experience, right? But also some of the intangibles too. Like, can you be personable with people? Can you have a conversation? Can you actually care about, someone on the other end versus just like a dollar amount?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really having an impact. And also someone, I want to be able to work with people that have the same value system as I do too.
Absolutely. Core values, man.
Core values. And I mean, that doesn't necessarily have to be someone who's Christian, or is at least open to being in that environment. You know what I mean?
No, of course, man. And people like to work with people that they like, right?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
they're able to relate to, and they're able to have fun with, man. That's what makes it all worthwhile for people, right?
Yeah.
So based on your experience, what would you say would make somebody a great fit to get into this industry?
Someone who is relentless. You absolutely have to be relentless and grind. You have to be someone that, isn't being checked up on. Someone who can just take the initiative and have a vision in mind of like, here's the end goal, like, let's go get it. I think that's kind of what it takes, as well as you have to have a bit of people sav, you know, and just know how to connect there, really, truly.
No, absolutely. Soft skills is key in 2025, right?
Yeah, definitely.
What have you say is the hardest part of your entrepreneurship journey now, up until today? Like, since you started, dude, what would be one scenario where you say, like, you almost quit? You were like, entrepreneurship is not for me.
Yeah.
And I think people really like this, you know, because it shows that, like, it's never easy, right?
You know, I would really say plugging into people that are smarter than you. You know, plugging into people that have been there, whether that be in the industry that you're in or someone who knows where you're going, that's scaled companies before. Just really being plugged into someone who's been there.
Yeah. So let's take a dive into that. Would you say it's just more of an investment portion of that, like investing more into self-education, mentors, or conferences, or would you say it's just more of really finding out what you're not good at and then finding someone who is good at that one certain skill set?
It's all of it.
It's
really.
all of it.
I mean, I find that it's plugging into people that have done what you've done or looking to go do, right? It's also plugging into all the resources that are online. Like you have so many great resources that you have on, you know, YouTube, et cetera, and, you know, other entrepreneurs that provide value. I mean, it's free. Like, go get it. Right?
Absolutely.
So I'd say those two things, really.
Okay. No, that's a good way to say it, man. What would you tell somebody who is trying to go ahead and pick if they should go the traditional path in a career? Let's say if somebody wanted to go ahead and focus on becoming an accountant,
right? Okay,
or they had the opportunity to pick entrepreneurship. What would be the advice you would give that person?
If you're okay with someone telling you what to do for a career and being okay with a fixed income, then be an employee. But if you're not okay with it and, you know, you want to be able to have, you know, sky's the limit type of thing, go be an entrepreneur, but just know that, like, there's going to be a lot more risk involved.
And when you say risk, what do you mean by that?
Monetarily, time, I would say those two things. And there's other things wrapped up into that too, but, you know, time and money, right?
Would you say it's easier, Andrew? Entrepreneurship?
It can be.
It can
if
be.
If you have the perspective of like, yeah, this is what I want. But if you want to kind of settle and be an employee, that's always there, right?
Yeah.
It's just, you know, kind of, do you want to take the leap of faith?
Yeah. So. No, absolutely, man. And then is there anything else that you guys are working on currently right now that you guys wanted to go ahead and share with the audience?
Yeah. So interestingly enough, my wife, newly pregnant wife, she's kind of thank you so much. She's kind of a shorter lady. She's about like 4'10", 4'11". And you know, we would go to restaurants and she'd always be uncomfortable sitting. I don't know if your wife ever has issues sitting in a seat, just kind of, you know, moving around and things like that.
Absolutely.
But, we would just always go to restaurants and she'd be switching chairs and things of that nature. And I was like, okay, well, like, what can we do to fix this? And she's like, oh, Drew, will you just like bring me our footstool, like when we go out to eat next time? And sure enough, we did. And I'm carrying this thing around like it's a briefcase.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're sitting at a sushi restaurant. And I put it down for her, and the woman who's our waitress was like, "Wow, that's such a good idea. I could definitely use something like that." And I thought to myself, "Okay, how can we solve this problem?" Right? There's the entrepreneurship brain that is like, "How can we solve this problem?" It just
clicks on, dude.
Right.
You're like solution driven, my friend.
Right. And so Becca and I have 2 patents pending for a concept called the pocket step. And basically, what it is it's a step stool that is about the size of a phone that you can fold out and put onto the ground to prop your feet up on.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it fits into a pocket or a small purse. And right now we're utility patent pending on it and just trying to see where it goes. I think God kind of put this on our heart to like help some people on. And so, yeah, that's kind of a fun side project that we're working on right now.
No, that's pretty cool, especially because you guys doing it as like a married couple.
Definitely.
And you know, it's a nice project to work on. I mean, you guys should consider jumping on Shark Tank and pitching it.
You know, it's so
I think it'll be
funny.
pretty badass.
So funny you say that because we love Shark Tank.
Yeah.
We're not watching
Same.
entrepreneurship related things. We're watching Shark Tank.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my gosh, that could be really good on Shark Tank.
No, absolutely.
And I think that cost could be pretty low. It'd be durable for what the purposes are. But yeah, I mean, we'd never seen anything like that.
Right.
And we're like, man, like let's
Unique,
see where this
man.
goes.
Yeah, it's unique, and then you guys have a personal story behind it. And I always tell people it's always the story that's attached to like the service or the product. Right?
Definitely,
it definitely is, man. Especially in 2025, that's awesome. So, some words of encouragement, brother. I mean, you went from being in college and pivoting from an idea that a friend gave you, which is pretty cool. I think that happens to a lot of people. It happened to me.
Definitely.
Back when I was in law enforcement, man, when I was trying to figure things out and I was just
Right.
going through it. And it's that one friend that was just like, dude, just go. Just
Right.
make it happen, right?
Right.
So for all the listeners right now that are looking for your idea, looking to go ahead and venture off to doing something brand new, okay? And you never thought of actually opening up an agency, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or possibly even creating a product.
Yeah.
That's badass, dude. I love that. I love that. What would you tell them? Give them some words of encouragement to level up in 2025, brother.
Just don't be afraid. You're only given today. Always try and know that God will always lead you to where you need to go. So, yeah.
And that's the level up, guys. Andrew, where can they find you?
So you can find us on Instagram at ADL Search. That's our recruiting agency Instagram. And then you can also go on to LinkedIn and find us at ADL Search LLC, Search and Staffing LLC. And yeah, that's where we're at.
I love it. Guys, there you guys have it. The Level Up with Andrew. Guys, make sure to share this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Leave a 5-star review. Thank you guys for the 4 million downloads a month. We're currently category 4, or sorry, not category 4, but number 4 in all categories. And we're number 1 in business because of you. So make sure to share this with somebody that needs help because you have to get your mind right before you get into business. And that's the Level Up with Paul Alex. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.